Alright, g'day, hi and welcome from the helm of the Silver Pellet. Alright, for those of you who keep telling me to clean out my car, okay, now let's talk about some personal improvement stuff. Okay, I'm going to start to change it up a bit because although I could start cutting the grass right now, but it's probably my last grass cut of the season, but they're going to wait about half an hour, so I figured I'd kill some time and make some video out of it while I'm at it. So I've been driving around in my Silver Pellet here, instead of the Silver Bullet I call it the Silver Pellet, and I've just kind of day in life of them. I don't really have a lot of time to get into the deep discussions, and with YouTube, the way, like, this is my second, technically my third YouTube channel, but my second YouTube channel, and it basically is a very family-friendly channel. I don't do geopolitics or anything like that. That's on my BitChute, so for the heavy stuff. But there is stuff that I think I can get away with, that might not upset the algorithms. And I know that's the stuff people are more interested in than me just driving around like a jackass and, in my rolling toolbox or whatever. But as this winter, I'm probably going to have a lot more free time, usually as I do in the winter. I'm going to try to give you more substance in the videos and stuff like that. And one of the problems I have is when I'm doing videos, a lot of times the camera's facing the other way and I have no idea how much time I have left on the camera. And the videos splice out about 10.5 minutes or 11.5 minutes, something like that. And then you get part one, part two, and the video's cut off. And you guys just love that stuff, right? And of course, the mics on my GoPros are absolutely horrendous. But I mean, this is a GoPro 5 you're looking at right now. It owes me nothing, trust me. It was lost for a couple of years, and I finally found it again. I couldn't believe it. I thought it was lost for good, and I bought the GoPro 7, right? And these are the only real cameras I have that doesn't have mics that are blown out on it like my other... and the reason why I don't use this mic on my BitChute, or this camera on my BitChute, is because the video format is too big for BitChute. They only take up to 2 gigs max, right? And almost all my 10-minute videos are going to be over 3 gigs, something like that, 3.5 gigs or whatever they are. So I have to use the other camera, which I'll show you it. You guys probably seen it before on the channel, but I've had this thing even longer than this GoPro 5. It's in here. Hiding, but he's in here. I know he's in here. There he is. This battle axe is still working. It's starting to do funky things now, but I blew the mics out on this thing with my 357 Magnum years ago. I think probably back in 2012 or whatever it was when the gun range, the handgun range was open. And it's like yeah, it completely blew out the mic, so that's why you always hear the peaking on that. And I do plan on getting new cameras and stuff like that, but you guys know I'm not rich. I operate this channel with zero budget. You get what you pay for, right? So yeah, but the 2 cents is free, so I give it out. So the video topics I can cover are probably there. I'm not going to go into the geopolitical stuff because the problem with the geopolitical stuff is that it's landmines, right? And if I lose this YouTube channel, then that's pretty much it for YouTube for me. Like, it's just the algorithms get you. You're censored all the time. You're shadow banned. Like, YouTube is not a free speech platform. I think most people understand that. It's basically for niceties, cat videos and stuff like that. Mindless entertainment. Kids whipping around in supercars and wiping them out. I don't know if you saw that jackass the other day from the making of this video. I laughed. I'm glad nobody was killed, but I forget who was saying, they're like, young people should not become millionaires. It's true. It's like it's a hazard. It's not so much that you're a hazard to yourself. It's like if you want to kill yourself, that's fine. But the kid is speeding in a Lamborghini in the rain, and then hydroplanes lose control, nearly kills his buddy as a passenger. And I'm like, it'll never happen to me, you know. Yeah. So unfortunately, more responsible guys like me don't end up in those supercars. We end up in the rolling toolboxes like the Silver Pellet here. And but the Silver Pellet's a great car, and it's going to get new winter tires on it. Might even get an oil change one day. Yeah, imagine that. It's even got front brakes now. Yeah. Someday might have rear brakes. Yeah. We'll see. We'll play around with it, you know. But you know, like the thing is that this car is very representative of most people right now, where it's functioning, but it's functioning just, and it's functioning, you know, with a lot of hardships, right? And right after making this video, we had 2 massive hurricanes hit down there in the States, and absolutely devastating. So there's people down there that have just lost their entire lives. Families completely ripped apart. One story of a guy with I forget, 4 children, 2 baby twins, and he had the kids hanging on to him, and the water took away the 2 baby boys, like twin boys. I'm just like you couldn't even write a movie that sad, you know what I mean? And it's just heart crushing stories like that of people losing the children. One lady, the last thing she heard from her son was him calling out to Jesus, you know, as the waves took him away. I mean, and you know, she watched her son, her mom, her dad drown, you know, get just swept away. Like, I mean, and then we come on here and bitch about the things we don't have, and you know, life sucks, blah blah blah. And I'm like, perspective, people. In relative to what? Your life sucks in relative to what? To a dad who just had his 2 baby sons, twin sons, you know, stripped from his arms. To somebody that just had a JDAM come through the front living room window because it went off course. You know what I mean? You got to put things into relative, you know. And I think, like, some of the stuff I'm going to cover is, and the best way I could sum it up is, you have broken people. I was listening to one lady last night talking about like a broken system. I'll just leave it at that. There's a couple of buzzwords there I won't touch, but she was saying basically you have therapists that are broken themselves trying to help people that are, and oftentimes you do get that these therapists are people that went through stuff themselves, so they figured, well, I could just better understand the people I'm trying to help. But what they're really getting at is that it's a cope so that they can deal with somebody else's problems instead of their own, right? Which is going to be kind of where I'm going to start. You know, I won't call it a series because, you know, the topics are going to change all the time. But where I'm going to kind of start this thing is, rather than just complaining about what's wrong in the world, which I like to do, don't get me wrong, I love doing that. It's a lot of fun. I'm a Canadian. I mean, we have a law up here that says we have to bitch about at least the weather at least 3 times a week, you know, to maintain our citizenship. We also have to bitch about other things that, you know, just for the sake of bitching about things. And the reason why we do this is so that we can politely maintain our Canadianness. You know what I mean? Yeah. So, you know, but was it Mark Twain that said, you know, complaining without offering a solution is just whining? And that's how I feel about a lot of the stuff I hear online, you know. So I'm going to touch topics that are more, they're going to steer away from the political as much as I can. Again, I've already been targeted. I've already had a channel taken down. So I'm going to touch the topics that they don't care about, but that seem to be kind of popular, like, you know, stuff like that. But anyway, that's kind of what's coming down the pike for you. And, but I really would like to start off on life perspectives, you know, like how I look at life and stuff like that. And yeah, there we go. So make sure you subscribe, you like, watch the video multiple times, not just once. You know what I'm saying? And because this is all about self-improvement here. You know, like people say, Reg, clean up your car. Now we can get into some self-improvement.